Boxing truth here. Well, it looks like Bob Arum and his matchmakers were thinking exactly what I was thinking about a month ago. The last video I did about this, which was a video I did about how Bob Arum only had one opponent to offer Manny Pacquiao for his potential return in April of this year. And it was a Vasyl Lomachenko fight that I threw out there that I felt was the opponent that made the most sense for Manny's return, coming off the loss to Jeff Horn. It's the most biggest significant name Manny could get on the top rank side of things. It would be a significant fight. It will be a pay-per-view fight. It will satisfy the demands of Pacquiao's purse. So all in all, it makes sense to do this fight next for both fighters. And I asked one of Top Rank's matchmakers, which is, I believe, Brad Goodman. No, Bruce Trampler, my bad. I asked him what he felt about a potential Pacquiao-Lomachenko fight, and he didn't go against it. He felt it was a realistic fight, but at a certain weight class, of course. And according to his statements, he's willing to move up. Lomachenko's willing to move up 2 weight classes to have that opportunity against Manny Pacquiao. Now, it's been reported Pacquiao doesn't want to retire. He's gunning for the biggest challenge, and he wants to challenge one of the best fighters in the world pound for pound today in Vasyl Lomachenko at a catch weight, what could be at 140 pounds, could be lower, since Lomachenko is a little hesitant about fighting beyond 135, at least at this point of his career. Wants to have at least one fight at that weight before jumping up even further. But this is an opportunity Lomachenko should not even consider turning down. I mean, this is the type of opportunity that he's been talking about, that he's been wishing for his career. This is something that he would actually be impressed about, that he could brag about, since he doesn't feel he should get any props for putting a little beating on a little Rigondeaux. How about just turn the tables over, flip the script where he has to move up 2 weight divisions to challenge a bigger fighter, stronger, more powerful fighter, but an aging legend coming off a loss. And even though Pacquiao's coming off an official loss, this is still a very dangerous fight for Lomachenko, and it's a fight that he has a chance to lose, because Pacquiao is not past it like Oscar De La Hoya was when Pacquiao fought him. Pacquiao still has some left. He proved in the Jeff Horn fight he could still compete with the young lions. And in my eyes, he beat a bigger, stronger, prime fighter in Jeff Horn. Barely, but still felt he got the job done. Can he do it against another prime fighter who is a lot smaller, but a much more skilled fighter compared to Horn? Horn has the abilities, talent, and physical size and strength and power and speed, but his weakness is his defense. He still needs to work on that in order to be a more complete fighter. Lomachenko's strongest attribute is his defense, his ability to evade punches while he's still in front of you. So Lomachenko turning this fight down, in my opinion, will be a duck. And let me explain. Is Vasyl Lomachenko going to duck Manny Pacquiao's challenge? Manny Pacquiao is the GOAT, willing to fight all comers no matter where they're at in their careers. He's willing to fight what many people consider the #1 pound-for-pound fighter in the world. At least some outlets do. In the prime of his career, not even has turned 30 years of age yet, and Manny Pacquiao is calling this guy out. Floyd Mayweather wants to talk shit about him. Manny Pacquiao is willing to step in the ring with him, willing to challenge Lomachenko at a catchweight even. Perhaps he'll do what Oscar did for him, even move 2 weight divisions below, maybe even fight at 135 pounds. I would strongly advise against that. I think it'll be more fair for the fight to be at 140, since Pacquiao hasn't fought below 144 pounds in almost a decade. But it's a realistic fight, and the matchmakers of Top Rank are not against the fight. They actually feel Lomachenko can win the fight at a certain weight, and the ceiling for that fight will be 140 pounds. So, not surprised about this turn of events. Called it out last month. I figured Bob Arum and Top Rank were going to think about making this fight happen, and now it looks like the seed has been planted, and we're on the verge of perhaps getting a Pacquiao-Lomachenko fight for April of this year. It makes perfect sense for Pacquiao to fight Lomachenko. It makes perfect sense for Lomachenko to accept Manny Pacquiao's challenge, because if he turns down this fight just simply because of weight and takes a bullshit title defense against a no-name 130-pound fighter, I'm going to be very disappointed in Vasyl Lomachenko, because he's been stating for the longest that he wants to be a legend. He wants to be remembered. He wants his name in the history books. Well, this is his chance. This is his opportunity to take on a legend in boxing and close a chapter in his career. It's a story that happens all the time in boxing. The young great champion needs to beat the old great champion. The young champion needs to beat the great old fighter. And Lomachenko will still get props for beating this version of Manny Pacquiao. I mean, why wouldn't he? He has to move up 2 weight divisions. He's going to fight a fighter who still can compete, still has some left. I mean, Mike Tyson got props for knocking out Larry Holmes, coming off a close L to Michael Spinks. Anthony Joshua got props for knocking out Klitschko, stopping him, despite Klitschko getting schooled by Fury 18 months prior to that fight. De La Hoya got props for beating an old Chavez. So, it's happened throughout history. The younger fighter always beats the great older champion, or former champion, or legend in the sport. Lomachenko, if he's being offered this fight, he has to take it. I mean, there's nowhere else to go. There's no other interesting fight out there for him on the table. Not at 130 pounds. There's nothing available at 135, at least at the current moment. Why not accept Manny Pacquiao's challenge? If he doesn't, I view it as a duck, even though Lomachenko is not in Pacquiao's division. But these are the type of opportunities that you take, that you have to risk. Otherwise, you're just not daring to be great. And Lomachenko, he doesn't come off as a guy that's not daring to be great. He's already has established that was characteristic with his recent run with only 11 pro fights, winning a couple of world titles, challenging himself even by fighting such experienced fighters with the limited pro experience that he got. This is what he needs to do in order to have his name in the history books, move up 2 weight divisions, and beat a legend in Manny Pacquiao. I know y'all want to see this fight. Shit, I'll watch. I'll definitely watch. And Manny will still be live in this fight. I hope it happens. It will make me feel some type of way when if the fight gets finalized, because it's a story that happens with an ending that happens all too often in boxing, and I already know the ending to the story. But even though I know the ending to the story, I still may go with my heart over my head when it comes to the final pick of this fight. I may still pick Pacquiao to defy the boxing gods and change the course of history when it comes to this boxing game. But that's for another video. For now, let's see if this fight gets finalized. Man, I hope it does. It'll be a fascinating fight. This is Boxing Truth. I'm out.